Hello. Hello. It's Red. I'm here. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Um yeah, there's yard work going. It's a good sound. It's a beautiful park. Cuz I had the pool like right over there and they're doing some yard work. Oh, they stopped. Hey. Hey. Wow. That'll be cool if they stop right now, but I doubt it. They'll probably start up again in a second. Let's see. Yes, it's chilly. I got my hat on from Colorado. Hi, Pam. Thank you for being here. Yeah, they were working on the trees over there by the pool yesterday, and so they're working on them today. I just love this. I've never seen, honestly, really, I've never seen such a beautiful. Well, I did look at a beautiful 55 and up, and I think it was in El Cajon with a realtor when I was going to get I was going to get all of my 401k out. I was thinking of doing that and a nicer one, but it was in a 55 and up community, which depending on the rules, sometimes Ian could be there with me and sometimes he could not. And so that's the problem we were running into with that. But I did see one other mobile home park that was as beautiful as this one with, a lot of trees and stuff, but still it still wasn't like this one. I don't even know if it had a pool, but it was a beautiful park. But some of the rules are like if you have to be 45 to be able to stay there. Sometimes if it's a 55 and up community, you have to be over 18. Sometimes but I think in that one you had to be 45 or you had to be caretaking the main person on a lease. So I have chicken and rice I made last night. So funny thing happened to me yesterday. We went to the DMV. We were there for like, I think over 3 hours. This is my chicken and rice. I made it last night when we finally got in. Had to get myself a big fry pan because I made this Alfredo sauce myself. I made Alfredo sauce and put it over the chicken and rice, and I got these lovely sun-dried tomatoes at Costco, and the green beans are from Costco, and the chicken's from Costco. And first, I'm gonna light my candle and play my flute. Hopefully, my chicken doesn't get cold. Not too cold. Sorry about that. I might do. I've thought about that for a long time. So when when I was still married, my thought to be of um, I began wanting to be a writer when I was still married and when I thought I was going to stay in my marriage. Oh, a cat. See a cat. They're not really supposed to be loose, but I see them now and again. Um, so yeah, when I was doing when I started having the idea of writing, I was going to write a Bible study and a cookbook called The Seven Story House because there's seven of us. Was when I was married, and this is a picture hi Elsa. This is a picture my Claire Bear made when she was little. Hi Elsa. But I was going to do a cookbook too, The Seven Story House. And that's why this became The Seven Story Tree. But I'm going to light the candle. Red's flowers are called flames. And this one, I brought two just in case. Let me see if I can get this one to go. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I won't feel as self-conscious about playing my flute out here since those guys are going over there. So, funny thing happened to me yesterday. I didn't know I was going to have to take a test for my California driver's license, and I failed it, you guys. So embarrassing. I had no freaking idea. I was able to get my real ID, and that was accidental also because Ian had his birth certificate because he needed 2 forms of identification, and he only has his Oregon driver's license. I have my Colorado driver's license, which I didn't have to take a test for. You guys, I haven't taken a test since like 1983. I was figuring it out because in Florida when I took my driver's test when I was 17. So I've had a Florida driver's license, Georgia driver's license, Illinois driver's license, Colorado driver's license, and I've never, hey, you made it, Emma. Hey. It's 8:19. Yeah. I feel tired, but I stayed awake to watch your live stream. I like the song. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it. You guys, I'm excited. My last live got up over 100 views. And so I'm like, okay, this format is working. Lately I've been talking to Ian about like throwing spaghetti at the wall. See if it sticks. Just throw it at the wall. See if it sticks. With this thing with, buying. I came here and I thought I was on my own. I thought I'm okay. Like this time, like I'm really like on my own. When I left Georgia and went to St. Louis, I had Gladys, and that was a blessing. And then when I went to Denver, I had Ian and Albert, there. When I was out in California before, I had my brother's support, but then that fizzled out when his wife passed away. I helped him care for his wife, and then, he didn't need me anymore. So when I came out to California in my RV, I was out here for a few months, but that fizzled out because didn't have my brother's support. So I came out here thinking I was having no support, and I was going to get, a roommate and rent a room or whatever. And I didn't think I'd gonna be able to buy because I spent the money from the inheritance from my mom and dad. I spent most of it. So, and then when I got out here, I'm like, I'm going to really want to stay here and let me see about how I can buy. And then Ian was down here and I was like, yeah, I really need to find a place that, he and I can live together. And, so it's so progressed. And I just really feel like the universe, higher power has been leading us the whole time. It's just like phenomenal. But, like when I went to St. Louis, I had Gladys as support, and we helped each other out. And then when I went to Denver, I had Ian and Albert as a support system. And then Ian moved to after a year, I was there a year when Ian didn't right away move away when I came to Denver. And it wasn't about me at all. It was that he quit his job and wasn't finding another job, and his cousin said, why don't you come to Oregon? She had wanted him to, because she really had nobody when she moved to Bend. She doesn't have any family there or anything. So, but she knows people now. She's been there. Let's see. She's been there. She went there in 2022, like when I went to Denver. My niece went to Bend, and so he was there, as a support system for her. Now she's dating her neighbor across the street. So Ian moved on, I moved on, and it just ended up, we're both here at this time, and it just worked out. And I'm really, really super thankful and grateful. Let me play this. My flute is cold. So, anyways, Ian passed. We both had no idea. We were in line for like we were there for over 3 hours. We were there for over 3 hours. And if I had known, I could have picked up, like at the end, I picked up a book at the front. And then I get to the car and I open it up and I'm like, it's in Spanish. I'm like, wait, Ian. Because he's like, well, I guess I have to drive then. I let him drive my car usually all the time, except he was checking his email on the way there. So I drove. But, which was a joke because I can still drive. But, and they don't make you pay again, thank God, until if you fail it 3 times, then you have to pay again. But I'll pass it Monday. And I found the book online because I do well by listening. And like, I know so much more about myself now. And I really think I'm not diagnosed. I'm kind of self-diagnosed. I really think I'm oh, I'm sorry, Elsa. We'll pray for you right now. I'm really, really thankful, and I think I'm ADHD, and that's funny because that person I just reestablished in contact with, Kristen Johnson, she is that. And it's really why I think Ian and I really vibe really well, because I think we're both diagnosed ADHD, me and my son, but he thinks he is, I don't know if he thinks really, we haven't talked about it a lot, if he thinks I am, but I think I am. And it makes my whole freaking life make more sense. And it's pretty crazy and dysfunctional how my family was. So I'm learning a lot, and hopefully, like, that's what my channel is about, really, like stuff I've been through and how I've gotten through it and how I cope with the mental health issues, the trauma issues, all good. Yeah, I'm going to pray for you right now, Elsa. I'm going to pray about my food. Lord, please be with Elsa, Lord. Comfort her heart, Lord. I hope she has people she can reach out to. Thank you that she's here. I pray that you'll be with her and calm her spirit, Lord, and calm her anxieties if she's having any anxieties, Lord. And just help her, Lord. Help her. Help her to tune into you, to tune into herself and what she needs right now. Thank you that she's here, Lord. Lord, I thank you for this food I'm about to eat. Thank you for my supporters here on YouTube. Thank you for my YouTube channel. Thank you for my son. Thank you for all my children. I pray you bless them, watch over them, be with them. And my ex also, Lord, and my grandbabies. I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Oh, thank you, Elma. Thank you. Yes, I'm so glad you guys are all here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me show you something. So I want to drop the link to my Monday video. And it's up to, let me tell you what it's up to. It's up to 113. 113. Check it out. So I'll put it here. There it is. It's up to 113, and so I'm really encouraged by that. And then I did eating my salad in my bedroom. It's funny, right after I was like, I'm going to eat inside. It was a little chilly outside also yesterday. And thank you so much. Thank you. I think it's working. Um, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I've leaned into the prayer theme, and I will say later on my storm poem, and it's because of my most favorite poem that is in this book. So I will say that the storm poem for you after I eat. Oh, and I got this. My Ian got me more of this root. Well, it's ginger root beer. It's very interesting, and it doesn't have the kind of um, it's supposed to have a better kind of artificial sweetener in it that's not that's more natural and not taking my vitamin. So yeah, so this is my chicken. I did make this recipe up. I first made it at Robin's, and what I do is and it's something really, really easy. And I did it when I was at, I did it when I was at all three of my Airbnbs. But I didn't. But this time I made the sauce since we went and got a fry pan at Ross and a big pot because I donated those when I was in Denver before I left. So you just put some rice, put the raw chicken on the rice, put the vegetables, whatever vegetables you want. I've done it with broccolini. I did it before with a mixture of. The first time I did it, I got one of those packages of already fixed vegetables that had feeling the feelings. Yeah, I get that, Elsa. I had this package of vegetables that I got at Vaughn's, I think, that was green beans and mushrooms, and it had red onions. So this was a big, huge package of green beans I put in here. From Costco. And the chicken's from Costco. And it's Ben's rice, pilaf, that I just put in the bottom of the pan, put the chicken on top, put the vegetables, pour Alfredo sauce over it, put it in the oven, and cook it. Skills, not pills if you don't need the pills. Some people do. I'm actually glad I had the courage because I really didn't want to and I was really scared about it. I contacted my ex because I needed to find stuff out about one of our children. And so I'm really glad I did. And speaking of medication, there's some people that do need to, especially maybe it's temporarily. I was on an antidepressant and mood stabilizer for many years because I was diagnosed bipolar. I'm not sure now if it really was bipolar though, but that immediately helped me. It did. And I'm still on the mood stabilizer because I need it to sleep. And maybe it's the ADHD thing that I always have trouble sleeping. Maybe it's not the bipolar at all. But yeah. But so this time, and I've made it with broccolini. I always usually put tomatoes in it. And this time I put fresh tomatoes in it before. This time, yeah. Exactly. There's a chemical imbalance that helps. And sometimes it's just maybe something you need. Just like Christian Johnson, and talking out about AA and some of the problems with AA, she's not saying it doesn't work for some people, that it worked for her, in the interim, but she didn't have to stay in it forever. And them saying, you can't leave or you'll die. That's like a definition. That's like a red flag of a cult, because I got involved in a cult when I was a senior in high school, and I had a really close friend. And when I decided, I'm like, this is just not right. I was seeing the red flags, and I was just like, this is just not right. And when I decided to leave, that's one of the things she said. People have died who left the church, because they called it the church, like it's the one true church. Crazy stuff. What I believe now is there is no one true church. I definitely believe there's a higher power, but nobody's got it 100% right. Vitamin D, K, B12. Yep, that's good too. So, the Church of Jesus Christ. Are you talking about the Latter-day Saints? There are so many cults, Pam. Oh my gosh. This one was called the Worldwide Church of God. Armstrongism. It's a guy named Armstrong. Oh, I wanted to show you something. I forgot to bring it out here. We went to Goodwill to look for a pan. We didn't find one there though, but we found a accordion. I have to go inside and get it and show you. Yeah, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a cult, a dangerous cult. The Jehovah's Witness. The link I have below, I have Martha Beck below for mental health. There's so many links. Like, I love to share links with y'all, and I'm going to share Kristen Johnson's link again. Her YouTube channel is Sobriety Bestie. Yes, Buddhism is nice and peaceful. It is. I love that. And both of my, the last two Airbnbs, they had a Buddha out front in front of their house. Anne had a Buddha in the backyard that I would look out, and I'd often think it was someone standing there. And I was like, oh, no, that's the Buddha. And she had one in the front, and Irina had one in the front. Yeah. I believe, yeah. Yeah, I personally do too. Believe in the Christian God, but I no longer am like dogmatic about it, and I no longer think that God is dogmatic about it. I really don't. I don't believe in hell because of many, many, many things. I've talked about that a lot. I don't believe in hell, and I read a book that was really good that went in depth in a study on it, and it's called Raising Hell by Julie Forwarda. And I used to have, I since donated all of the copies I had of that, but I had extra copies and I was giving them away. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But because of codependency and wanting to be accepted and wanting to be, accepted by a group. I'm susceptible to cult, because I realize, I'm like, MAGA is a cult. I read the book by Stephen, what's his last name? Harant. I read the book, The Cult of Trump, by a cult expert. I'm really, really into cults. I always have been. And I did think Christianity was like the only way. But there's so many Christian cults. It's not, yeah. There's so many Christian cults. So the earth is hell, right? Satan was banished to earth. Yeah. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I believe that. But no two people believe all the same things, Like you people are in, like, two people in the Southern Baptist Church. You like assume, like, and you think, like, and they teach you that, like, when you're in the Southern Baptist Church, you have to believe everything we believe, or else you're wrong, or you're out there and you're wrong. So the Southern Baptist Church is very much like a cult also. And besides from the fact that I realized, they're racist, misogynistic, they're, I don't think I would ever, ever, ever go to a Baptist church again. I might visit it if they had an event there, if they had a CODA meeting there, but I would never, definitely not join. I don't know if I will ever join a church at all anymore. But I'm thinking of going to the Methodist church here in Ramona, because I found out it's inclusive. I'm straight, but I'm a supporter. And the way I avoid MAGA church is I go to gaychurch.org and find an affirming church. And that's how I found my wonderful church. And it was funny. My wonderful church in Parker, because I was in the middle again of a red county in a blue state. And I drove through fields of countryside in Colorado and Parker to get to my affirming church. And my pastor and his wife are both trans. That's what I call my pastor, because they're awesome. But let me share that link. But that's how I find a church that's not. Yeah, that's in the top of my. It's at the top of my playlist of Red's inspirational songs. I can share that link too. Find a unapologetically say not MAGA church. The little kids next door, they're having a but I'm finding a lot of the Episcopal churches are awesome. I don't know what, the one where CODA meeting way down south that I really liked, and Claremont, was at a lovely Episcopal church too. And I heard Nadia Bolz-Weber speak at a Episcopal Church St. John's in Denver before that. Yes. Inclusive, right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this too is international. Like the CODA, like yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. That's some of the problem with CODA, Pam. That's some of the problem with CODA. Because it can be cultish too. I mean, and that's what. Oh, yeah. Every little thing will be all right. With the tree, the peace sign. I got that in Colorado. Oh, I didn't bring a napkin out here. I need to go get one. Yes, the tree of life. Exactly. That's what the tree in my book is too. It's the tree of life, also the family tree, the tree in the Bible. Yeah, it's that tree. The 7-story tree. Let me go get a napkin because my nose is running, and show you the accordion we found at Goodwill. I love Goodwill. See, look, that's what's so cool about thrift stores. The coolest stuff you find. So, yeah, we went back and forth about getting this, and thank you. Yeah, and another thing Ian and I have in common is we're both musical. He plays the guitar, I play the flute, and I got a ukulele. I told him, and I'm like, we need to find something. See if we have to find some videos on how to play this thing. It was only $8. And back and forth, and should I get it and should I not? And so maybe I can learn how to play it. Isn't that cool? So we were looking for pans, but we got an accordion. I did find a little Pyrex pan. My food is good, if I do say so myself. I got a little treat for Easter. These are good. They're almost all gone. They're almond roca cookies. I never had them before. So that's my little dessert. And I got little caramel bunnies. Because I used to fix all... I was reminded of it because my friend Diana Brienne on YouTube, I could have her on again, was showing her remodeled kitchen. It's Diana Brienne Fairchild. You can check her out if you're interested. She was showing that she got all her kids Easter baskets when they were grown, and I would do the same thing when they were even teenagers or whatever. I'm like, let me get something for Easter. So I'm thinking of going to church. I usually go to church on Easter. I was going to church regularly, and your grandfather used to play. Cool. I was going to a Presbyterian church in Denver, and I really did like it. And that's what I was brought up as. And my parents were liberal, and they were from California. So my mom was born in the Philippines, but California was always her home, from the time she was pretty young. My aunt was born here. Yeah, so they were liberal and they were Presbyterian. They were not MAGA, not ever MAGA. We used to argue politics when I was conservative. And I realized, and that's what I was starting to say, is that I realized I was in that cult. I realized, in the Baptist church, and realized I was in MAGA when it was forming into the cult. I was in the Republican Party. It was like, Dr. Dobson and blah, 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 blah. Yes. See, that's great. And see, okay, Emma, look up this girl. How did you get sober, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah. Sober from alcohol now since April 4th, 2025. That's good. Appreciating my life because past experience, my life got worse. So I should appreciate my life. Yeah. So let me share. Sobriety Bestie. I need to share this. I'm sharing last Monday. Thank you for watching. Let me share. So check out this channel. It might interest you, Emma. I really, really love her. I've known her since she did a TED Talk, and it was on grape, is what they say, to make it not be. I don't have to worry about being. That's the thing about not being monetized. You don't have to worry about being demonetized for saying something. But anyways, they say grape. It was about grape. On how she drank because of burying what happened to her. But she left AA and she's speaking out about it, and they're like coming for her. They are coming for her. That's the sign of a high control group. They are getting onto her for speaking out about, and it does help a lot of people. And that's why, I'm still going to, but I can see potential problems with Kodak. I mean, any really group can become unhealthy, And also, the family systems around narcissists are very cult-like. Yeah. That can happen. I'm kind of I'm being forced. I need to, because I'm obviously spending money on our new place. I'm being forced to, I'm going to be forced to stay here for now. Like I told Brenda I'm not going to Newberry. she she neglected to say, because I told her I don't like the desert. She neglected to say that it was in the Mojave Desert. I watched the movie about the Baghdad Hotel, and that's what she invited me to, this meetup at the Baghdad Hotel, which is in the Mojave Desert. I watched the movie. It was very interesting. If you watch, it's like I guess it's like a cult classic movie with Jack Palance, and it was very cute. But that's good. Um, and see, that's why I'm going to AA. I mean, not AA, but Coda now, and it's because someone with their trash on their windshield. That's a way to remember. Oh my goodness. Because we take our trash to our trash and it's right over there. It's on the way out of the park, right? So you put your trash in the car and you're going somewhere and you're like, I'm going to drop this off on my way out. And then, of course, you forget. Oh, we forgot about the trash. And then we come back, we go out, we go to where we're going. The trash is in the back. Well, I had the recyclables. It wasn't like stinky, messy trash. But, and we're like, oh, we forgot about the trash. Get Lost Mike spoke of playing music instruments on his live and not allowed parents. Found out he could play the cat as an instrument. Brain could not find name of accord. Accordion? Was he playing the accordion? You still have sand in your when you went to I have sand in my shoes from the beach, but I'm happy with that. That's what, like, this is where I would always come when I travel, so in 2022 I got the money from my parents. I like to say my parents instead of my dad, because it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't have gotten it. Some strange odd, whoever my stepmother probably would have gotten all that money, if not from my mom, that she made it clear to him not to do that to us, not to remarry. And then also, thankfully, because of my stepmother, my dad sold my mom's house that he lived in, and he moved in with my stepmother. And that what I believe was the money that was in his 401k was from selling his house. And they didn't get married legally. So my brother had to get a lawyer, though, and change the death certificate because she was emotional because my dad had passed. I feel like she really loved him. She didn't like me, but my stepmom, she loved my dad. And classic, codependent narcissist relationship. And my narcissists, a lot of my narcissists are codependent also. So she loved my dad. So they asked, was this your husband? And then she said yes. And so they put it on the death certificate. So my brother had to legally, Freudian slip, I said dad. My brother's a lot like my dad. Like, he's my dad's mini-me, actually. He would hate for me to hear that. Sorry, Jonathan. Yeah, your dad's mini-me. Yep, except he's my dad's mini-me, except he's mega mini-me instead of liberal, like my dad. But anyways. Oops. There it goes again. Oops, did I say too much? Oops, oops, oops. Oops, I did it again. I'm being sarcastic. I don't care. In case you're wondering, I'm being sarcastic and I don't care. Yeah, because, I don't care. But, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not big on the desert. I'm not big on the desert. So, I was considering going to this place. It's like 3, and that's like just like the too far mark for me. And I'm just like, I'm staying right here. I just had to pay a boatload of taxes. And I'm gonna have to pay more next year because I got the money out to buy this house. Um, so like I need to stay right here at home, and thankfully I'm where I want to be. You know what? So in 2022, I got the money from my dad, and that year I went to California. That year I went. The next year, 2023, I went to Europe. I went to courtside one time too. Like I wasn't big on courtside either. I wasn't. If you live in your vehicle, maybe you'll like it. I don't know, but it's not nothing spectacular. It's the desert, you know. It was cold too. It was freezing cold. It wasn't warm. I thought it was going to be warm. You know, it wasn't. It was much colder than it is here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's warmer here than in courtside. Um, and my thing are the mountains and the beach. You know, that's why I was in Colorado. You know, um, Brenda was saying like this is my happy place, and I can't talk about politics in my happy place. Like, sorry, Brenda, but that's BS. BS. Colorado was my happy place too, and I'm talking about opening up and talking about things. Repression leads to depression, and depression is anger turned inward. That's true of me. I don't know if it's true of everybody, but that is true of me. And holding in that I could not stand Trump, and holding in, I was formerly conservative, and because of Trump, I was no longer a Republican. Like, bye, you guys. This is the idiot, felon, convicted rapist, whatever, that you're going to support. I'm out. Bye. As soon as that happened, I was out. And then I didn't vote in 2016. And then I voted for Biden in 2020. So, yeah. But and then I realized later, listening to The Cult of Trump. Let me find that book. This was the book. His name is Stephen Hassan. Let me share. Okay. Go inland for relaxed nature, not like sand. So you don't like the ocean you're by, Elsa? Is that what you're saying? Better to swim with a jellyfish shark. Yeah. So you like to swim in freshwater. I like freshwater, but it's far inferior in my mind to the ocean. I like the ocean. We saw a pod of dolphins when we were at Solano Beach. Depression means that you need a deep rest. Oh yes, I wanted to talk about that too. Gosh, there's so much I want to talk about, you guys. There'll be more on Monday. Yeah, a book I read. It's probably 2023 when I read this book. The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. John Mark Comer. Yeah, that's a book that helped me, and it realized like I'm so much in the anxiety, like is when I'm in a rush. That's why like I decided I was thinking of going back. I was thinking of going back this morning and retaking the test, the driver's test I failed yesterday. I had no idea. We were in that line. I could have known that book inside out, upside down, and backwards in the line for 3 hours. If I had known they were going to give me a test because I'm a new California resident, I could have known. I'm still losing weight, even though I'm allowing myself little treats a little bit. Yes. Belief system BS. What do you mean, Elsa? Your belief system is very important. That's why your belief system and your politics are very important. That's why at Reds, we talk about the two no-nos, religion and politics, because they're very important. They go hand in hand. And the MAGA people, it is a cult. I'm going to share this thing with you. The MAGA people, that is a cult. You got to beware of cults. Here it is. See that? See? Very good book. He was in the Moonies, this guy, Stephen Hassan. So he's a specialist in cults. So, yeah. Ocean is the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, because you're on the east coast of Florida. I understand. I love this candy, but I never had the cookies before. They're very good. Yeah, I agree, Pam. The ocean has a different energy than any other body of water. I find the ocean very calming, though I don't like getting in the water. It's cold. I like getting in the water, but I haven't been in the water since I've been here. Ian and I have been talking about it a lot. And when I was going to get in the water, I can show you my Instagram. It said you couldn't get in the water. We were at Coronado Beach. Yeah, red tide warnings. Well, we have pollution from Mexico, I guess. So anyways, I believe your belief system, because what is this cult of Trump? It's religion and politics combined. It's like the ultimate BS. Speaking of BS, and it's making Christians out to be, misogynistic, racist pieces of crap like Trump, and he's not Christian. Like when I still believed in hell, which was when he ran in 2016, I still believed in hell then. I wasn't away from God until 2019 until 2021 when I started questioning everything, and which ended up being very good. I really feel like it was like God led. Like I feel like higher power led me into my it's called Exvangelical. If you want to look up a hashtag, and Trump very much fueled the Exvangelical movement. Look it up. He very much fueled that. He was a proponent to, and all the other negativity, hypocrisy, and shit, and the grape in the church too. I mean, in the Catholic Church and the Baptist Church and all the churches and Jehovah's Witnesses too, but they're not evangelicals. But anyways, yeah, he's not a Christian. But so like what I was about to say is when I believed in hell and I never liked Trump, I never voted for him, I never would vote for him. And I was just so confused. I didn't vote at all in 2016. And then in 2019 is when it ended up my middle daughter cut me off, and I was already cut off by my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter, my youngest child. My oldest daughter is my oldest child is a girl. My youngest child is a girl. And Claire and Ian are in the middle. And then I have an older son who's 2. I have 5 grown children. So in 2019 is when I just, was like, F it all. And I got date raped in 2017, and I hadn't been with any other man but my husband because we got together when I was 17. It was a tremendous mind. I want to share the TED Talk by Kristen. I shared Kristen's YouTube channel. I want to share the TED Talk by her. Because that was back then when I didn't realize even I was date raped until talking to a neighbor. She made me realize it, because I told her he kept waking me up. I told her he woke me up and I was crying and asking him to stop. And she said, that's date rape. And so I was so disillusioned about so many things in 2019, and also Page Publishing stealing my book, and then Mohammed, the green card guy, trying to marry me for a green card, and I really fell for him. That happened in 2018. My divorce was finally final in 2018. So in 2019 is when I was pissed at God. And then I got rats in my house, and I felt like the rats were a blessing in disguise also. Warning of scratches and such, not entry in Gulf. Oh, so the Gulf is polluted too? Wow. Yeah, I'll show you my Instagram in a minute. Yeah, so but it was all the verse, Emma, that God uses everything. I still believe a lot of the Bible. And what I love about, I have a link below also to Martha Beck. Martha Beck is awesome. So Martha Beck was in the, I want to read like all her books. Martha Beck is phenomenal. She was a Mormon, and she left the Mormons. And I've just read 2 of her books now, and that's The Way of Integrity and Beyond Anxiety. It's very, very good, Martha Beck. But here is Kristen's TED Talk. and it's about the secret that almost killed me and why she began drinking. And that was, yeah, the rape and all of that. The rape, Trump really had me disillusioned in the Republican Party and all of the Christians backing him. I'm like, what, why were you all in a huff about Bill Clinton? And now this freaking POS, I'm sorry, but that said to grab women by their genitals is okay. What? You know, I was disillusioned about Trump. I was disillusioned about my life. I really got put out of the Baptist church because of getting a divorce. And also I was, there was so much, you guys. That's why I'm going to write a book, but it's just like, it's like I have to get all my ducks in a row. I need to get all my shit together. I need to, I'm figuring out a lot about my childhood trauma. Yeah. It's true that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but sometimes it does make people bitter. You know, what doesn't kill you can make you stronger. It's not really, it doesn't always make you stronger. It makes you a survivor is what it makes you. It makes you a survivor or you die. If it doesn't kill you, you might be bitter. You might have PTSD. You could not be better. You know, it just depends on if you're going to work on healing it, you know? So anyways, there's Christian's TED Talk. There's one I want you to listen to. Let me find it. Maybe I can play it. I've gone for an hour now. Oh, let me say a poem, since I haven't said a poem yet, and I said I was going to say the storm poem. I'm going to say the storm poem. This is why I so much loved the rainbows on Irina's ceiling. It was just like awesome. Little things like that. I'm just like, it's like a wink from God, you know? It's like a wink from God. Like, you're in the right place, Red. You're in the right place. So let me say the storm poem, and it is in here. Let me read it. I never read it. I say it by heart. Because I know that one by heart the best, because I've said it the most. Let me tell you what page it's on. Let me see. I'm looking for it. When I first did this book, I didn't have a table of contents. My neighbor told me to put in a table of contents. It's on page 26. Okay, it's on page 26. Oh, and the verse I put before this poem, I didn't even remember this. You number my wanderings, put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? Psalm 56, verse 8. I love the Psalms. Yeah, Trump. That was the 2016, and he, you know, supposedly won that. I have friends now that I've been talking to that we're on the same page about. I don't really think he won. He might not have won that one either. But I was really sorry that he won, and I wished I had voted for Hillary, honestly. But I didn't like Bill Clinton for the same reasons I didn't like Donald Trump, you know? And my mom put up with a lot from my dad, although he wasn't, I don't think, as bad of a womanizer as Bill Clinton, and Hillary just reminded me too much of those negative characteristics from my mom, of being codependent and letting the man do those things, that I couldn't vote for her. And I was believing all of the negativity about her too, because I was in the cult and I didn't realize it. I was in the cult, you know. I didn't realize it until later, really. Dolores Cannon says the earth is a school and the bad experiences are there for us to learn from. Yes, exactly. And I still do believe Romans 8:28 that God God works all things together for the good of those who love him, who are called according to his purpose. I feel very much in that faith, and that's why when those 2019 to 2020, 2020 to 2021, it was 2 years I was away from God, and I would say I was agnostic. But more and more, I just saw I feel like there's more evidence, and that's my opinion. There's more evidence for God than that there isn't a God. There's literally no evidence there isn't a God. I mean, how can you see a world so beautiful and organized and yeah, bad things happen, but so many good things happen. How can you see all that and not think that there's a higher? It gives me comfort too. It comforts me too that there's someone all knowledgeable, all powerful, looking out for us. And so I just decided faith is a decision, just like love is a decision. You decide to love someone or not. Someone, you don't fall in love. You decide if you're going to love someone or not love someone. You decide, and love is a verb. Love is an action. You decide if you're going to do it. And I feel like it's the same way with faith. You decide to have it or you decide to not have it, And when I was mad at God, I was pissed at God. Like my daughters, now all 3 of my daughters are not, that was like too much to bear. All 3 of my daughters not talking to me. Yeah, that happened in 2019. And then that was when I did the tramp, I was like, forget, if like a guy that I see is going to just take what he wants anyways, I might as well just give it out, but that was, what do you call it? A bust. That was a crazy experience. It was like I sold my wild oats in my 50s. And if you want to watch a thing on that, watch my interview with Van Vita Travels. That's what I always say. If you want to hear me talk about when I was away from God, and I was still away from God when I did this, my live from San Diego, actually, my live from Coronado Beach. It has a picture of my eye on it. And let me find it. I'll drop it in the chat. I often share this out, and it's one of my top viewed videos. So my top view videos are like, the highest one is 564. It was when I was almost going to quit YouTube because of the bullies. The bullies blew my channel up. But the thing was, they blew my channel up, but they also made me so full of anxiety and fear that I didn't want to do YouTube anymore. But they blew my channel up. I got like tons of views because of the bullies talking about me all the time. So it was pretty crazy. But I learned a lot. It's like we learned from hard times. Yeah, I learned a lot. It was 2021. That was when I was living in my RV on my brother's property. So I didn't have very far to go. But my RV kept tripping up my brother's house, my brother's smaller house. So my brother... there's a lot of similarities between me and my brother's lives too. And we are similar. We're siblings. And I was very conservative, and we were the only 2 in our family that were conservative and not liberal, like the rest of my siblings and my mom and dad. And I believe that it was because they took us to Florida. You guys, I now believe, I was like, thinking about it, like, how did we end up like that? Because they took us to Florida in 1979. He was 15 and I was 12. And he didn't spend as many years there as I did, but I met my ex there, and then we were in Georgia, and that's why I stayed conservative. But my brother he's stubborn. He's stubborn. That's why he stayed conservative. So let me share this live if you want to watch it about my Champage. It's cute. My friend, my gay friend Troy. I always end up having these friends that are codependent like me, because I always get into those friendships with codependents like me, and they're trying to help me and fix me and keep me safe. And so my friend and everybody, everybody needs, if you're straight, you need a gay friend. If you're gay, you need straight friends. We need to be inclusive. We need to, and so I was so excited. I was friends with Troy because my friend Gladys in St. Louis, they always thought we were a couple, but we're both straight. We both like men. And they would always think me and Gladys were a couple. But Gladys had a gay friend from the military. Like all of her friends are from the military. I'm pretty sure he was from the military. So I was so excited when Gladys, I got a gay friend. It's like we need it's like you're getting a man's perspective, but you're getting a gay man's perspective, so it's like different. But anyways, so my gay friend's on here trying to get me to shush because he doesn't want me to get, and I think he really did think that because I shared that, and I don't think it was that at all. I didn't agree with him. We didn't agree on a lot of things, and we really are out of touch right now, sadly. But who knows? Maybe we'll get back in touch. But Troy is on this live trying to shush me, so it's like really interesting live. That's why I share it all the time, and she got me to open up, and it was funny too. It's also incredibly ironic, and this person ended up. It's so insane. I ended up not going to courtside in 2021 because of these bullies doing all this crap to me. And I was trying to get them to stop. And they did another video. And I think, like I said, my channel blew up because of the first video the bully did. And I think they were pissed off at that. And I got to 500, and I got this is when I got to almost 4,000 watch hours. Like I'm struggling to get to 3,000 watch hours, you guys, and I can't even have ads on my. So please watch my videos. Thank you so much for watching the replay. I get more watches on my lives on the replay than when I'm live. Actually, what do I have? 5 watching. I haven't been looking at it right today, which is good, really. I don't want to obsess about it. One of my moderators has been kind of obsessive about the mystery viewers, and I'm thinking like, Brenda, I don't really care. You don't know. There's no way of knowing who those people are. She's speculating on who they are. And I'm like, I don't really care. I don't care. Anybody, even people you block, can watch. So hello, all the people. So there could be a number of people. There's people I blocked who can't chat in the chat that can watch my video still and might, but whatever. Hi. And they're blocked because they were ugly in my chat and they were disrespectful to me on my live. So, or to others, or, and it's not like a flippant decision I make. It's very, especially when some people I had to block had been my moderators, some of them had been moderators. But then I ended up finding out they were like, I called them MAGA moles because when you were not talking about politics, you don't always know people's leanings. And then when you start talking about it and then they start saying things and then you're like, oh, I didn't know that you were MAGA. Oh, I see why you're getting in a huff now. So yeah. So it's been yeah, don't let fear stop. Don't ever let fear stop you. That's what's so bad. And you guys, so it's been like a tug of war like lately, so many good things, and I'm so excited about my house and everything, but the money, like, oh yeah. And so like anytime you're doing stuff out of fear, it's not good. It's not good, Emma. That's like I should share another video. So where I found out about, let me share this channel. I need to re-listen to this video too because it's so good. This channel, God is Gray, is where I heard the video on hell. But she has a great video on love versus fear. So all the people like MAGA, that's all fear generated, fear of the immigrant, fear of the color, people of color, fear of, fear of the economy tanking. Like, what the hell, what the hell? He's tanking the economy, what the heck? 7 Principles of Love, and it's from 2 years ago. But this is also where I heard, and I haven't said my poem yet, have I? I'm gonna say my poem. Red's chasing a rabbit again. Red's chasing a rabbit again. Let me do the love versus fear thing. And she doesn't, I'm going to share it on my community tab. Oh, I didn't share out my live yet. Now, but this is a great thing. And what I realized lately is when I am in a rush and fearful is when I make mistakes. So whenever you feel like that, Emma, you should slow yourself down. I'm still learning to meditate because, like, again, in the Baptist church, you're taught like, that's wrong. Oh, transcendental meditation is new age, and that's wrong, and that's a cult. And don't do that. It's of the devil. And even they were against each other. The Baptists and I had Baptists and Pentecostal friends like, don't speak in tongues, that's of the devil, and it's just like so many things that are controlling. And then there's other controlling things. The charismatic church, though, those are the big ones that are into Trump has been sent by God, and they're really, really cultish. And so the Baptist people are it's just like any organization, even if it starts out healthy, can turn into being cultish. So, so here is a great video that I haven't watched in a while. I need to rewatch, but it's with Brenda Davies of God is Gray. And she's not doing her channel anymore, but it's still a good channel. But yeah, if you feel led to do it, maybe that is your intuition. Your Pam got me talking about intuition the other day in my salad, and that video didn't, do so good. I think maybe if I do a shorter one, I might do another one on intuition and make it a short, and I think it'll do better. Because the shorts seem to go like gangbusters. Let me say this poem because I said I was going to, and I haven't yet. The storm. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true, because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. Well, what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees. In quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I'm worn, because he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree. And one day through the clouds I'll see the rainbow. So yeah, that. And I learned to play. That's why I learned to play Somewhere Over the Rainbow too. Yeah, that's why I learned that. Yeah, it's one of my favorites, and it's why I say at the end usually, don't say that no one cares for you, because I do and God does too. That's why I say that. It's from that poem. And I put it on the thing. Let me see what I think I might go 2 hours, you guys. I might read you the Coda book. I really like this devotional, and I might do it. Sometimes these were doing well for me, is doing a double video, like filming on my phone while I'm on YouTube. And that's what this storm poem is on my on my front page of my YouTube is the storm poem. And then I said it when I was live at Arenas in the room with the rainbow on the ceiling, like stuff like that. And that was the stuff I could not ignore when I was away from God. I could not ignore all the stuff. I could not ignore like how I was able to get out of Georgia in the middle of a pandemic in 2020 and sell my house, pay off my debt, buy an RV and travel for a year in it. Like I knew, yeah, I never really play like the whole song, and I never got the music for that. And like when I play the yeah, it would be helpful if I got the music. If I would, and when I play the about hobbits, the theme from Lord of the Rings, I figured out the music myself. I didn't ever have the music for it. So yeah, the thing with my flute is I just actually Box Van D is the one that suggested that, when she had me on her live, and then that's another story. And that's why another thing I was going to say today is, and it may sound mean, but I don't know if you've come across this, but it just like they add insult to injury is the bully sympathizers. And that is what Box Van D ended up doing. But she was the one that encouraged me when she interviewed me, which she then made that video unlisted. She didn't take it down completely. I believe it's still up there. I could share it. But she was the one that encouraged me to play say some poems and play your flute. And but what she also did without asking, her and Tanya, who were both bully sympathizers. I have no tolerance for that anymore. It's like, no, I'm not going to put up with that. And it's the same thing with, I'm sorry, but MAGA sympathizers. Like, no, I'm not okay with this. I never was okay with Trump. And now, especially now, like this is serious. This is getting like, you could say, oh, no, he's not like Hitler. You're ridiculous saying that. But he is. I mean, he said it himself. Vance has said it himself. Like, this is serious. I have no tolerance for people who are sympathizing. And people are telling me to be quiet on my channel. Like, yeah, I don't care if you're a regular. I'm sorry. Even if you're a moderator, a regular supporter of my channel, I thank you. I appreciate it. But it does not mean you're going to dictate what I'm going to talk about on my channel, especially if you're going to try to silence me. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, you're on my side politically. So I was just like totally thrown off by that and going, what the hell is going on? And it's being sympathizers. And now I think maybe both of those, because the two people that said something to me last Friday on my live, one of them, their husband is MAGA. And I'm like, that's why they're being a MAGA sympathizer, because they're in a divided household. And they're like, you may have to do that to keep the peace, but I don't. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to be silent, So, yeah, there's that. There it goes. I'm chasing rabbits again. I'm chasing political rabbits and religious rabbits. And yeah, we talk about religion and politics here because these are important subjects. You can't sweep them under the carpet. Don't talk about that. Talk about the weather. No. Okay, I was going to share a link. What link was I going to share? Somebody help me out. I shared first. I need to share my live out. Let me do that while I'm at it. I'm going to read you this devotional. I am live. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to share a link to. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it because I took it out of my links. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to find it. Because when a video is unlisted, it means you can find it only if you have the link to it. But if they make it private, then you can't see it at all. But she made it unlisted, and I still used to have the link in my interviews, Red's interviews on other channels. I used to have it in there, but she made it unlisted, so you can't find it on her channel. But yeah, and I can't even share it either because I was just like, forget it. I was a member of her channel too. I was a member of her channel when she did that. You have to be careful when you speak out about evil people in positions of power. You can't have fear. You can't. That's what they want you to do. They want you to bow to the fear. Pam sent me a video today. That guy speaking out. You have to be brave. I used to have books. I never did read them. This is the thing with me in books. And like now I'm finding out I had a learning disability and I didn't even know I had, which was the ADHD and possibly the autism. I'm like, what the hell? That's what my problem with was reading. But I used to have books by him, but I never did get around to reading him. Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Look up Dietrich Bonhoeffer. He was in on the plot to assassinate Hitler. He was killed by the Nazis. He spoke out. He was a Jewish Christian. Not a Jewish Christian, a German Christian who spoke out against the Third Reich. Yeah, don't be scared. I mean, you're not even, you're in the UK, so Trump is evil. I have lots of things to say about Trump, but I am scared for my safety if I do too. God knows who the good people are, and God loves me. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you do. You have to be, fear is not good though. Being motivated by fear is not good. Like I said, I had that incident, and that's what's been really bad in my relationship with my remaining children, because I have 5 children and I'm not really in contact with 3 of them, really almost 4 of them now, since it was because of my daughter getting rid of my book, and I wanted to read it to my granddaughter because she was like 2.5. I thought, oh, now she's old enough to read it. But out of fear, I've done a lot of things out of fear with my kids that I was speaking to, because I was afraid of them cutting me off like the other 3 children did. And one of my children has has mental health issues. And so that is just really been tricky. So, but the other 2 that I'm not in contact with don't. And now this thing with my daughter, and I could have said something sooner, but out of fear, I didn't say anything, because she's very, she keeps up with my family's very OCD and clean and cleany, and, except for my ex, he's like a hoarder. But my youngest, I would call her like Marie Kondo, because she would, downsize and clear things out. And she would give me things and then ask and then want them back. And I don't know, she would just really clean out. And my middle daughter's the same way. And she has stuff that she's going to downsize in her garage. And my book was in her garage. And I had a sinking feeling that she was going to get rid of it. And I didn't say anything because I was afraid. And I could have avoided all this and her getting rid of it. And she seemed to not even know that she bought it. She's like, if you give somebody something, they should be free to keep it, or, and if you give somebody a gift, and it's just like, you bought that to support me. And what I see now is she's not being supportive of me. And you know, and she's not even knowledgeable on me or my channel or my life. And that I talk about this all the time, that these a-holes ripped me off. Do not hire Page Publishing. They are scammers. Took $3,000 from me and then turn around and have the audacity, the freaking audacity to sue me. Because I spoke out about them on social media. Before I didn't have any money. I didn't have any money to hire a lawyer and sue them. So I spoke out about them on social media. So then their whole lawsuit against me was to scare me into being quiet. So, yeah, I'm still thinking of pursuing them legally to get recompense, because they just stole my whole book. And I had to put in if you go to my blog, there's links below to my blog. There's a post about it on my blog, and there's a video about it. Let's see. It's my fourth highest video. It's up to 927 views. My Page Publishing video. It was right when I was selling my house. That's another reason why. It was during the pandemic. I just been through a divorce. I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. I'm wanting to sell my house, even though it is the middle of a pandemic. Wanting to sell my house and buy an RV and leave Georgia. I was away from God then too. And that's why, and that's why in 2021, I realized, I'm like, I got to quit denying God, because he's been with me this whole time and guiding me, even though I'm being like, F you, God. I'm pissed. I'm pissed about Trump. I'm pissed about my kids. I'm pissed about Page Publishing. I'm pissed about Muhammad. I'm pissed, God, F you, leave me alone. But he still was with me. That's why I would like have my little sheep. My little sheep's in my room. I have 2 little sheep. Sing the Audio Adrenaline song. He left 99, left them all behind to find me. Like the verse in the Bible where Jesus leaves the 99 sheep and goes after the one lost sheep. That was like me. I was that sheep, because I was like so pissed. I was just like, F you. And, I raise all these kids. I lovingly raise all these kids. And now 3 of them are like, F you, mom. I'm like, F you, God. I was living for God. I was teaching in church. I was homeschooling them. I didn't drink at all, bringing up my kids. Never used drugs. I told you I'd only been with my husband. Miss Goody Two Shoes, raising her kids, so everything's going to be perfect because I'm being little Miss Goody Two Shoes and raising them in the church, so they're not going to have any problems. And then, all freaking hell breaks loose. There were things in my family with my kid. I can't go into it a lot for my child's privacy, but there were things that happened. And then I'm just like, my husband and I were really on the same page about how to handle these things that were happening with our child. And that was just another, I called it the straw that broke the camel's back, because my ex and I never really had, it was always about him controlling and me doing what he wants and me being codependent and just doing whatever he wanted, And so, yeah, that's that. Yeah, and he loves us and he's still there anyways. When we are unfaithful, he is faithful. That's what I've learned. Yeah. They have weapons and ways of yeah. People, they're disappearing people. Yeah. To El Salvador. I mean, it's insane. It is like Nazi Germany. Like, quit saying it isn't happening. It's happening. Like, it's happening. Yeah, people read about Bonhoeffer. But yeah, and I have no sympathy. I have no sympathy for the fear mongers and the people who want to silence me, or are afraid about what they're gonna say. Oh, don't get everybody mad at you, Red. Oh no, and that was the same thing with the bullying. Like, I'm being bullied, and like other people that I thought were my friends are being quiet and going along with the bully. But that's because, like, oh, we don't want to be put out of the group either. We don't want to be put out of the group. Like, what did Red do? What did Red do? Wait, what did Red do? I better not do what Red did. She kind of has a mouth on her. I guess I better shut up. It's fear. It's fear. It's fucking wrong. Excuse my language. It's wrong. It's wrong. Yeah. Yeah. I'm happier believing in God. I mean, just like I can't prove to anybody that there's God, obviously, but also you can't prove to me that there isn't. And I'm happier believing, like if I die, what difference does it make if I die later on and find out there's no, I'm not going to find out. I'm just going to be gone. That's what some people like. I think that's what people believe, that, and even like, again, her link is below, Martha Beck. She believes in God still, but the Mormon church was horrible. It was a cult. It's a cult. So, do you want to see I was going to show you my Instagram. I was going to put another thing on Instagram. Let me see. Let me see if this will go. Interesting. Don't know if I can do that right now. I can show this to you. So when we were at Goodwill. Can you see this? I used to have all these signs because my last name is Story. Home is where your story begins. I saw this at the Goodwill yesterday with a red cross. I almost bought it, but I didn't. Yeah, the true test of friendship is who will stand for you when it's necessary to stand up. Exactly. And I have no sympathy for sympathizers with the enemy. With MAGA, with bullies. No, don't say that. You can't say that, Red. Oh no, don't talk politics, Red. And I'm just like, what in the world, and like, it was the same sort of feeling like last Friday when, these two people who I know, voted for Harris like me, saying I shouldn't talk politics. I'm like, what the, like there were people in Nazi Germany who didn't talk about it, and then there were people who got involved, and there were people that hid Jews, and there were, People like Corey Ten Boom, people like Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Yeah. So let me show you my Instagram. And that link is below also, my Instagram. So yeah, this is my Instagram. I'm Redheaded Riding Hood on all social media. That's me with my wig on. I almost wore my wig today because it's cold too. I'm like, I'm gonna wear. And this is my post, Jimmy Carter. I mourn not just the passing of a great man, but also how far America has drifted from his example. That was a real Christian. You want to know what a real Christian is? It's definitely not Trump. So as I was saying, I can share this Entertaining Angels poem with you. These are angels I got in Charleston, South Carolina, when I was shopping with my sister-in-law, Joyce. They're so cute. And they were having a Christmas sale. They were Christmas things. And I used them. They were very heavy. So I used them as bookends. They weren't bookends, but I just bought 2 of them and I used them as bookends. The True Testament. Yeah. So let me read you this poem. This is about when I was doing Airbnb. Yeah, and that was from 2003 when I bought the bookends. And here's a poem about my Airbnb from Red Poems. The first time I said I need a job to my husband, and when we were together, and he would always reply, "You have a job." And when we were separated, his best complaint to come up with is she won't get a job. When he didn't want me to get a job. And I tried and applied, went for interviews, et cetera, et cetera. So finally in 2017, I started doing Airbnb in the smaller house where I lived. That I had moved into in 2016. And I realized how I was getting paid to do what I knew and did so well for 30 years. The title is from a Newsboy song from Hebrews 13:2. Do not forget to entertain strangers, for by so doing, some have unwittingly entertained angels. Oh, is it not going to go down? Let me, I wonder why it's not. I'm wondering why I can't. Oh, there it goes. Entertaining angels. So I said to him, I need a job. You have a job, he said. Wash the sheets and towels, cook, clean, give, feed the dog and the people, read the word and pray, write, play your flute, say your poems, listen, teach, and stay. I would say my poems for my Airbnb guests and play my flute sometimes. I had my flute setting out on the coffee table. So I said to him, I need a job. You have a job, he said. And this is when I'm talking to God instead of Bob. Wash the sheets and towels, cook, clean, give, feed the dog and people, read the word and pray, write, play your flute, say your poems, listen, teach, and stay. So yeah, that's that. And this picture is cool. This is right here in my park. I went for a walk and the moon was coming up and it was shining through the palm trees. Isn't that pretty? So if you want to follow me on Instagram, the link is below. It's Redheaded Riding Hood. And this is all at my park. It's just really beautiful here. Especially since it's spring, I guess. This is our salads. My salads. Our salads. But yeah, that's my Instagram. These are the seals at La Jolla Cove. And the seals and the sea lions. These are the sea lions. And this is the room with the rainbow and the butterflies at the Airbnb I stayed at. Very cozy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do not forget to entertain strangers, for in so doing, some have entertained angels unawares. And it's the Newsboys song, Entertaining Angels. The Newsboys, I was like the Christian groupie for the Newsboys. And I used to make them red velvet cupcakes. I bet they miss my cupcakes. Oh, let me find the song. I'll share the song. Let me stop sharing. Oh, daisies in a field. Yeah. Those were all taken around here, like ice plant, and I keep telling Ian all the stuff we had grown because we had ice plant. They have a lot of birds of paradise flowers here, and it just looks like a bird. It looks like a bird, and we had those in our yard in San Fernando Valley because my mom was into gardening and flowers too. Hibiscus, which I just got this hibiscus. Oh, I wanted to take you guys to show you, come with me to see how my plants are doing, my tomato plants. And I planted a bougainvillea. We didn't have a bougainvillea in the valley, but my parents had one in Aurora Grande. They lived in Aurora Grande. I'm probably going to read you this before I end the Coda devotional. But yeah, we had ice plant, and then we have ice plant here on the hill, but it doesn't get a lot of sun. It's not blooming, that ice plant. And now there is my hibiscus right there that I repotted in that pot, but I might have to change because it doesn't have a hole in the bottom. And my mom always said it needs a hole in the bottom. And I bought this pot. Can't go in that one because it's smaller, but I might. And from my last Airbnb gave me a lot of succulents that I might put one of those in here, cuttings to start them in. This is a pot I got at Ross last night, and I got a little watering can like the one that Anne had, and I'm gonna put some water on my hibiscus. And the bougainvillea I tried to grow in Georgia, but it's just like too wet there. And I put it up in the front here where it gets a lot of sun. So before I went over here, and there was no problem with the internet. So doing them in my socks, getting my socks all dirty. Yay, they look good. These are my plants. And these are my tomato plants. And that's my bougainvillea. Probably going to water them today. See? Looking good. But I said to Ian, I need to stop buying plants because I'm just like, I'm spending so much money on the house, on the garden, and we might paint. I was just like, I'm stressed about the painting. Stuff triggers me, and I recognize it now. And it's not like I told Ian that painting triggers me, and I don't have rabbits. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if anything's gonna come get those. I don't have anything up. I haven't seen any rabbits here. There's a ton. You know where rabbits are? in Denver. Oh my gosh. It's like overrun with rabbits. And that's why in Denver is where I really think now I put my little Colorado hat on here. Because I love Colorado, you guys. I love the mountains. I love the ocean. But there's no ocean in Colorado. But there's bunnies. And I had bunnies as pets when I was little. And one of my trauma things is my bunnies were killed. And we ended up with like 16 bunnies and pet bunnies that my brother Paul got us at Easter. He got us 2 bunnies, and we ended up with like 16, and we were giving like bunnies away. And then one day, and I was in the 3rd grade, my brother comes in screaming and crying. He was about, so if I was 8, he was about 11. They're all dead. They're all dead. And so we go out there. I wish they hadn't have let me seen it. It was awful. Bloody mess. And they were dead in their cages. And then they said, my brother and my mom said a wild animal must have gotten them. And even at 8, and this is, 50 years ago, y'all. Yeah, because I'm 58. Yeah. 50 years ago. This is 50 years ago. And just being in Denver, and remember the picture of the bunny I had on the wall? That too. And just seeing the rabbits all the time, I was always thinking about it. And it came to me, and it is not something I want. It's something that I feel like I suppressed for 50 years. But my older brother was always high on drugs. And also it was almost lifelong for both of them, because both of them didn't live very long. My brother Paul passed when he was 45 in 2002. And then my brother Tim passed in 2005 when he was 53. But my brother Tim and my brother Paul had a rivalry. They didn't like each other. They didn't get along. It was just really bad. And my brother Paul is the one that bought us the rabbits. And they both adored my mom. And I came to the painful conclusion that my brother Tim probably killed our rabbits. Because from 8 years old, I'm like, that wasn't a wild animal. The wild animal would get one, eat it, and drag it off. It would be gone. They were all dead in their cages, and some of them were bloody, and some of them were not. Some of them were just dead. Oh, which reminds me, we saw a dead sea lion at Solano Beach. But and then I happened to find that picture of, I was going to get another picture of a tree, but I saw the picture with the white rabbit with the watch. I'm late. That was like me. I love Alice in Wonderland. And so I had that picture in Denver also. And I also hit a bunny with my car. And that, yeah. And this is like childhood trauma that I didn't realize, until, it's kind of like a buzzword now or whatever, but I didn't realize I do have childhood trauma. Duh. Hello. Duh. Daughter just stopped by. Oh. Do you want me to pray for you again, Elsa? Like, I want to do something different when I pray at the end. Like it's going to be like a prayer meditation thing. Because I'm realizing how I need those two things together. Like all those years when the Baptist church is saying meditation is bad, except unless you're meditating on the scripture. But transcendental meditation and all that's bad. And then, then when I was away from God, I was trying to, I could not do it. I couldn't do it. I was in a state, like I was angry. Of course, no wonders I couldn't couldn't learn to meditate when I was away from God. I was angry. I was too angry. I was like, they was already telling me not to do this. I'm going to do this, but I couldn't do it. And then I found out I'm ADHD. Well, duh. That's why I might be having trouble meditating or finishing reading a book. And that's why I was so happy to find the California driver's license book on YouTube. Yay. I'm like, it's got to be on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. Yay. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Now, if we could have a little monetization, please. I'd like a little monetization with my California driver's handbook. Thank you very much, YouTube. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me say a little prayer for you again. Dear Lord, please continue to be with Elsa and calm her spirit and give her wisdom in talking to her daughter. And thank you for her. And I pray that you would continue to be with her. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. And I pray in Jesus' name, but you can pray in any name you want. And that's another thing Christian Johnson said. She says it's like there's research done that prayer helps you. Whether there's a God or not a God, it's helpful to your brain, like meditation. So I never heard that, but I, need to look it up. Need to verify everything. Verify. I should verify, but that sounds legit. But yeah. But especially Megan, you need to start verifying stuff. Duh. Hello. Please stop checking your brain and not checking out anything that doofus Donald says. Thank you very much. I'm going to read you this In This Moment Daily Meditation book. Oh, I've gone 2 hours now. I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. So I'm going to read you this because this is good. This is good. Any groups with cult-like tendencies, you got to be careful with. But that doesn't mean that you throw out the baby with the bathwater. Just like I said, I threw out all spiritual things when I met a God. It was like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And just like Christian Johnson is saying, there's things about AA that aren't good, and it's a high control group. She's not saying that AA is bad or that you shouldn't do AA, that it often helps people get sober, but you don't have to stay in it forever. So anything, you have to be careful. You have to be aware. You have to be informed. You have to, what's that thing called? Pam, help me out. Critical thinking. Question everything. Go ahead. Question everything. That's your right. Don't just blindly follow anybody. Duh. Okay. In This Moment Daily Meditation book. And I'm going to do it on here. Hi, I'm doing a double video. I'm going to read you In This Moment Daily Meditation, April 18th. This is a Coda book that's very good. I like. In this moment, I am present. I am here. I notice all the gifts around me that my higher power places in my life. I slow down enough to see all the bright colors in my surroundings. I do not judge whether things should or should not be. When it rains, I let the raindrops fall on my face and experience them fully. When the sun shines, I soak up its rays. I love that. My higher power has given me a place in this wondrous universe. I love that. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye. Okay, I did my little video. And yeah, I'm going to pray for y'all and let you go. And I say amen the American way and not the English way. In England, we pronounce it Amen. Amen. Oh, really? Thanks. Thank you, Pam. I'm going to pray for y'all and let you go. And yeah, I'm going to do it a little different too. Like I'm going to do like, and this is what I've been trying to do when I meditate, I pray too. So like slow down. This is what Martha Beck does on her channel too, is like breathe in. And I'm going to make my list. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everybody who's watching the replay. I'm going to pray for you all in that general sort of way too. I'm going to pray for everybody. And my thing is not, I'm not being able to scroll here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm seeing if there was anybody else here that I missed. Emma and C. Mystery viewers, praying for you too. Not even going to speculate on who's the mystery viewer, but like, whatever. Whatever. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, the links are below. The links are below if you want a copy of the 7-Story Tree. Can't get a copy of Be Praying About Me republishing this and what to do about page publishing if I'm going to do anything. But if you'd want a copy of this, there's directions below on how to get that. It's probably what was I going to say? I don't know. But there's directions below if you want a copy of this, and you can help me out. And if you want to help with Red's money stresses, I live in California now, and I bought a tiny house. And yeah, if bless you, if you want to help out with any of my links below, therefore paying for the book. But if you want to help out my channel and help me to be able to continue doing YouTube and not have to get a full-time job, I want to get my YouTube monetized, and I want to be able to have time to write. So I don't want to have to get a full-time job. So I did apply to the hardware store. But again, as I was talking about the fear and the faith, I applied to the hardware store out of fear because like I don't have health insurance right now. I think I'm going to do what my friend suggested and apply for CaliMed. Is that what you said? I think I might do that. I'll see if I can get a therapist that way. I'm going to look for a therapist here. And that's really why the code is helping me a lot too right now, is that I don't have a therapist. It's really beneficial. It's really helpful to be able to vent and say, talk about things. And that's what you get to do at CODA meetings. And so, yeah, Medi-Cal, I think I'm going to apply for that. Yeah. So I would so appreciate, I hate, that's why I never do it. I hate, and that's why I usually always gave away my book for free. I didn't sell it, but now Amazon is charging me the same for my book as everybody else. So that's why the price went up on my book. And because I used to be able to get it for $250, and I don't know if it's because it came out in 2015. I don't know why. I've looked into it a little bit, but I haven't found out the exact reason why now they're charging me the same as everybody else for my own book. But it was free to publish with them. So I was happy about that, and wish I just had done this book and just illustrated it myself or whatever. What I paid for was the beautiful illustrations, which I like, but then, I didn't even get any royalties on it, and only they got paid for it, and I paid them like this one I bought from them for 10 something. And then I saw it like all over for sale for 10 something, and I was like, wait, other people are getting my book to sell for $10? Like what the heck is up with that? So it was something fishy going on. It was really bad. But anyway, I'm going to pray. I'm going to pray now. Stop chasing rabbits. Speaking of rabbits again. Dear Lord, thank you for everybody. Take a deep breath. We're meditating and we're praying. Dear Lord, thank you for these friends and followers. I'll pray that you'll be with them and bless them. Thank you for Pam and what a blessing she is to me and to this channel. I pray you bless her and her family and be with her and guide her and be with her in all of her endeavors today, Lord. And I pray you bless Emma. Thank you for her. I pray that you would be with her and guide her in her life and watch over and protect her from anybody that would want to harm her, Lord, and help us all to be brave and be able to speak out when we need to speak out. Lord, I pray you continue to be with Elsa, keep her safe and watch over her, bless her children. Help us all in our relationships with our children and with other people, because we need each other, Lord. We need community. We need our families. That's why I've had such a hard time, Lord, because of being disconnected and so disconnected from my family, and sometimes getting disconnected and having falling outs with friends. And it's just so painful, Lord, and that rejection, dysphoria, or whatever it is, Lord, that I've dealt with, being afraid of rejection, and so doing things that I'm not cool with, or I don't really want to do, and just being fake just to fit in. And Lord, thank you that I'm done with all that. Thank you that I'm done with that. And please bless Elsa, and thank you for her support of me and my channel. Lord, I pray for the mystery viewers, Lord. I pray for those regular watchers, that you'd be with them, even though they're not here right now, like Anthony and Brenda, Glenn, Lord. Haven't seen Glenn in a while. I pray you bless him and his family. Jim, I pray for Jim. Thank you for those commenters on my channel. I pray you bless them. I pray you help I pray you guide me in my life, Lord. I don't want to do anything out of fear. I want to do what you want me to do, Lord. I want to do I want to go where you lead me, what is best for my mental health and what's best for my life. And I know that you know that. I pray for this country, Lord. I pray for this country. I pray for Ukraine. I pray for Gaza. I pray for the world, Lord. It's sad what's going on, Lord. Help us to speak out. Help us to do what we can. Help us to call our Congress people and protest whatever we need to do, Lord. Please help this country to turn back to democracy and away from fascism. Lord, I pray that you would thwart Trump. Thank you for the legal, the lawsuits, Lord, that the state of California has filed a lawsuit against Trump, Lord, about these taxes and these tariffs. It's wrong. It's hurting. He's hurting us, Lord. Please help this country. Help the megas to wake up, Lord. Help us to speak out and not be afraid. Help us to go to town halls, Lord. Help me to find things to go to. Help me find ways to get involved. Thank you for these channels that are so good in speaking out, like Politics Girl, for Park Rose Permaculture, for Brian Tyler Cohen, for thank you for Rachel Maddow, and the video that Pam sent me today, Lord. Just help us to stay informed and stay involved and not bury our heads in the sand or cower out of fear, Lord. Help us to be brave. And I pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. For watching still. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching the replay. Thank you for 113 views on my last live. You guys, that's like amazing. 5,000 views on my video of cleaning up on my porch. Thank you. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please continue to help me support my channel so I still have time to do this. So if I get monetized, I'll still be able to do this and not have to get like a full-time job. So y'all, because having your own place and trying to make a little yard here and get furniture and new I got rid of my pans and the pots. That's why I couldn't make a little Alfredo sauce for my chicken, because I didn't have a big fry pan. Ian had a little cast iron skillet. I'm like, that's kind of too small. I need a bigger pan to make my my sauce. And so yeah, and I got that raw Alfredo sauce, and I'm like, oh my gosh, did I really generally buy that? You want to know how much this Rayo Alfredo sauce was? It's unbelievable. It's $9 a jar. Oh my gosh. So yeah. But things are good with Red, and I'm happy to be here. My son is helping me out a lot. I don't really know if I really would have the courage to buy a place and do all this stuff. If he wasn't here, I would have just rented a room with somebody. And it, it might have been, it would be cheaper, a little bit cheaper. It would be a little bit cheaper for me to do that than to buy a whole tiny house and take out of my 401k. So if you want to help out, and my links are below. I'm Redheaded Riding Hood on all social media. Links to my blog are below. Links to Martha Beck. Check out Martha Beck. Check out Christian Johnson. Check out Park Rose Permaculture if you haven't. I'll share more of her views. Check out my community tab. Always look at them. Always trying to share helpful links on my community tab. Check that out. Check out YouTube. Redheaded Riding Hood. Red's on Instagram. Red's on Facebook. Red's on Pinterest. Red's on TikTok. Red's everywhere. Check it out. Links below. And I think there might be a link to God is Gray. Check out the links in the comments over here. And I'm going to let you go. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye. Thank you, Elsa, Emma, Pam. Thank you.